Oh, good. Okay. And actually one of your participants, Shannon, she's one of our instructors. She had asked me to send her the recording because she can't come tonight. So usually, yeah, like I will,
Got you. So even if we
Send
don't
it.
have a live, we should record this class anyways.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it should, I think it actually already did say you are recording.
Yeah, it's
Oh, perfect. Exactly. Yeah. So you can move this wherever you want. The other thing, so if you don't use, let's try and figure out your audio and figure out if I can share it. Do you use Spotify on your phone or you just use it?
well, I do sometimes, but I just have Apple
Yeah, and that
Music
is,
at the moment.
yeah, no worries.
But I have a Spotify account. I just haven't set anything up on it. So
Okay,
if
that's
that's
okay.
how it has to be, then we can.
Yeah, but
certainly
let's
do that.
try and see if the Bluetooth works. The biggest thing that we've found is until your participants join virtually,
Mhm.
if you share the audio before they join, they don't hear the audio, which is just a silly thing. So it does say that on here.
JBL, is that the foot? you think?
Yep, it should be JBL. It'd be the only thing that's JBL up here. I will show you our other sound system too, because if you don't have anyone virtually, then you could just play it over there and you can literally just plug in your phone. It's ready to go.
Turn on and in range.
Okay,
It's not-
playing. Let's see if I click audio feedback. No. Bluetooth. Let me see if I click Bluetooth on it. Okay. I turned on the Bluetooth. Ooh, promising. Might want to turn it down just in case.
Oh, Bar Studio. So now we'll go to my step.
So now I just want to see if there's, hello.
It's so bright here.
We're gonna kill some
Yeah.
lights in a sec.
The lights will be gone.
We're all wearing matching sweaters.
So now I wonder.
Representing.
Steve is downstairs walking the track with her.
So would it be considered computer audio? I don't know.
I would think because it's attached.
I'm connected to it
Yeah,
because
and it's
there's,
not a second camera. It's not a.
I wonder if I adjust the computer audio, will it change your? Oh, it did. No, it didn't. It didn't.
Is that you there?
Yes.
You know what? I don't think it is the computer audio. You know why? When I turn the computer audio way down, it does nothing. So I don't know what we could do. Let's just see if anyone shows up virtually.
On there, and I can ask them.
Yeah, and what we can do, like, we can work on the Spotify thing just so you have the option. And like the mic will pick up some music. I just find that
Yeah.
when it's trying to pick up this,
It's more muffled.
spotty.
Yeah,
Almost.
same
It
with
like,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice that you have experience with this because you understand like all of the trial and error.
Yeah. And
Oh, it's constant.
it's so funny. One of my, I do a 60+ class
Yes.
on Thursday mornings, and when we first went, or like came back to studio, I did both, like,
Yeah.
and I still do. I do like
Yes.
some do Zoom, some are in class. But it was like tech support.
I know, completely. The first 15 minutes will be tech support.
And then there are people be like, I'm like, hey, can you mute your
I
microphone?
know.
You're like a dog.
So it does, I did it actually the other day when I was teaching, it allowed me to mute the participants.
Oh.
So
learn how to do that.
if someone, let's just say someone was up, I hovered over them
Mhm.
and it actually just said, mute them. And I could mute them. Cool. There was like request to mute and then there was mute. I was like, whoa. Because it was, with the view, as soon as that person made a noise, it would take the view away from me so that the other virtual participant couldn't see me. Yeah.
Interesting.
So complicated.
Me too.
Yeah. That one could be closer to you. Yes.
And then I'll maybe turn the lights on.
Yeah. Basically, just slow everything down. Lights back. Yeah. I'm just gonna go double check that for you.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, sure. Everybody else wants to go back.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
decent.
just gotta get my head in. Yep.
Yeah, it's 0, 1, 2, so I think of January. So that was the only reason why I remember it. Maybe I did, I don't know. Hopefully I did. Yeah, he did just change it.
Yeah, you might get camera. And so when I leave,
You don't have to rush this photo.
but I can go. There you go. That's better.
Even if it's locked, you can still hold it.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
in now.
But as soon as you go to the entrance, then you'll potentially have to- Okay, yeah, just keep your ears down.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, enjoy.
Yeah.
Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Just one. Anything else you need? Oh, I'm gonna give everybody. Thank you.
That's it?
I think there's 10 people coming, but we'll just wait and see.
Didn't realize where my shoes are, so I did it, so I didn't want to walk on that spot. Yeah. Because then, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be in the front here facing this direction.
Yeah. So wherever there's 10, it's supposed to be 10. You get more.
We will be all good.
I'm guessing they told her that she did.
Yeah. Because they have it all in the records, so I should be careful. But because it's actually-
So everybody in this class, you have the option to use these little weights for some of the movements and poses and things like that. So I'm gonna give them to everybody tonight. Don't feel like you have to use them. I'll talk to you about it at the beginning of class too.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competitive sport. It's very much the opposite. Thank you. You're welcome.
More than prepared.
How are you?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
Crescent Center. Hello.
I know, but is that, I haven't done this. Yeah, but we love. You can go up there. I think it will. Yeah, I think it's not for you. Well.
I know. Are you married? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Welcome. Hello. Hi. That's my gift to you. So, also.
So that can be like an intro. Get on my yoga. And it was with Heather. She's like, oh, so I see her. And I'm giving out a she didn't know that. You know, like, she did it all strong.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
We have one more set of weights. Yeah, I see there's actually, I think there will 2 pounds or one pound.
Look at those.
No, one
I
pound.
can.
No,
She goes with them.
yeah.
So.
I probably can't.
You can do this.
Yeah.
No, she's not a hard.
I just thought I was,
So I'm talking.
yeah.
At,
Yeah.
And then to herself.
Yeah. You have a pair of
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I want a pair of legs. Oh, we're all gonna have pair of legs.
Here's one of those for yours.
Oh, my gosh,
What would you
yeah.
want to make them?
That's it.
You know what? It's funny. I'm like stuck out of water like you guys, because in my studio in Nanton, I face everybody
Yeah.
and mirror them. But here, because of the virtual,
Yeah.
I'm looking at you in the mirrors.
So I'm gonna be facing this way,
Yeah,
so you guys can face this direction also if you would like.
okay, sounds good.
But as long as you can see me, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah. Sandy just realized she's gonna be on camera.
That's why they kept me here. There are. Oh.
Do you know what? There's actually nobody doing it, so. So I don't know. I think everybody that's registered for this class is gonna do it in person, but. I'll make
Happy to
rules
get
around
out.
here.
We're happy to get out.
Yes.
I know. I know. Okay, so do we know? Do we know what that's?
I don't know.
That's okay.
going on me.
Oh, sounds like somebody's coming.
Well, I'll just start talking here for a second, because have a few things to say. The evening number one. So first of all, welcome. I'm like a little ball of energy tonight because this is my first class teaching here, so I'm just in the same boat as you guys. And it's the first time we've ever offered yoga sculpt here. So I don't know if any of you have done it before. Maybe if you did my online stuff, you might have done one or two.
Sort of, yeah.
Anybody like brand new to yoga in general?
Fairly new.
You're welcome.
So was she 2 months ago. 2 months ago,
yeah.
And now she's up to twice a week, so she's real diehard. So first of all, a little bit about me. I teach in Nanton. I'm from Nanton. I live just west of Nanton. I have a little studio there where I teach 4 days a week and have lots of classes and really enjoy doing that and stuff. What brought me here is I'm teaching prenatal yoga here. And so when that conversation started, then they kind of said, well, what else can you teach? Do you want to teach more? So I'm doing this class tonight and then 2 classes on Saturday, a prenatal and another new format that's called yin yang. That's just a different style. But this yoga sculpt class is something that I taught quite a lot of pre-COVID, but it was always a drop-in class, and I got totally away from drop-in classes as everybody did and stuff. So this is the first time I've offered this as a session. Yeah, so I thought good place to do it, try it here and with all of you guys, which I'm so glad that the class filled up. So what we're gonna do throughout the class, if you kind of visualize, we're gonna start quite easy, nice and easy. We build up through the middle of class and then we always finish really easy. You're in luck with me because like I said, teach in Nanton. And so all my classes are catered with beginners in mind because that's who 90% of my clientele is. So we offer different things. We've got little hand weights that are unique to yoga sculpt. The first time I ever did a sculpt class myself, I thought like, what am I gonna do with these like little soup cans? They don't seem like much. You'll see. And you don't need to use them at all. The foundation is still just yoga. And we always just bring it back to the pose or the movement is the most important thing. These are just like, think of an extra prop if you want to stage up from there. And so the biggest thing with the yoga sculpt as well is it's quite a physical focus, and you'll hear that through the way I talk and the way I prompt you and stuff like that. We're just trying to harness like epic body awareness is what we're going for. So we're trying to use our muscles, but get our brain also to get our muscles to do what we're asking them to do. But we're keeping a lot of the focus on, yeah, the body and things like that. So you'll see, you'll enjoy it. I have no doubt. So let's get started, okay? We're gonna start laying down. I still got nobody online. I gotta remember to face this way though. So this is new for me to face this direction. Oh, we are very high. I'm kind of glad there's somebody on there. When I do virtual in Nanton, I just have the computer and nobody else sees me. So they've got quite the setup here. But okay, so we're gonna start laying down. You can go ahead and just get yourself kind of comfortable. Have your block and your weights just maybe off to the side of of your mat. We don't need them for a little while here. I don't mind at all. I would actually love that. Thank you. It's cold out there. So when you first lay down, what I want you to just take a moment to do is to just lift up your hips. Try to adjust your low back so that you feel really nice and connected to the floor underneath of yourself. And then if you have your legs extended, let's all bend our knees and just place your feet flat on the floor. We're going to widen our feet. So our feet will go about as wide as the mat. Let your arms rest beside you. You can turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Just close your eyes if you haven't already done so. We're just going to take a couple of breaths. Deep breaths all the way down into the very pit of your belly. So if you were to touch your abdomen with your hands, which you're welcome to do, and imagine like you're breathing into your hands. So filling up your belly with your inhale. And then just relaxing with your exhale. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. So if we tee our arms all the way out from our body, again, just keep your palms facing up, and that's going to help us keep our shoulders nice and open. You might even feel a stretch here across the tightness in the front of your chest. And just nice and slowly start to windshield wipe your knees side to side. So just dropping one direction, up and over to the opposite direction. So we're gonna start right away to kind of tune in and check in with our core, our abdomen. You can see if when you draw your knees back to center, if you can draw your belly in towards your spine. And then maybe matching up your breath with your movement. So exhaling when you drop your knees and inhaling when you bring your knees to center. We'll just go once more each direction. And then coming back to the middle. Keep your feet as wide as your mat. We're going to let our knees both drop towards the left here. Your right hip can lift up as much as you need to, and then reach your right arm overhead. So getting nice and long down this right side of your body. You may be able to find your breath in the right lung or in the right rib cage. Just take one more deep breath here. And then slowly draw your knees back to center. Tee both arms out beside you again, and we'll go over to the right. So both knees are going to drop to the right. Let that left hip lift up as much as it needs to, and then you can reach your left arm overhead. Just try to visualize in your mind length. Left fingertips all the way down that left side of your body. Rather than our natural instinct to hold our breath here when we stretch, try to breathe into that tightness. Deep breath in. Awesome job. Bringing both knees back to the center. Go ahead and just give yourself a good morning stretch. So we're just reaching our arms overhead. We're extending both feet down our mat. I like to imagine like I'm being pulled in opposite directions. See if you can lift your rib cage, lift your diaphragm. And then the total opposite. So we're going to draw both knees in towards our chest. Just hold on to your shins or behind your thighs. See if you can take your brain, take your focus to where your low back, the feeling of your low back moving against the mat. We tend to want to go to where the hands touch the knees. See if you can feel the floor underneath your sacrum. Good job, you guys. All right. Just release from that. You can place both feet down to the floor here for a second. We're gonna get set up in what's called reclined bird dog. So our hands are gonna reach up to the ceiling, and you can imagine like you're holding a beach ball between your hands, okay? So spread your fingers, have a little energy between your hands to keep the muscles in our arms nice and active. And then we're gonna lift our knees up to a 90-degree angle. So shins are parallel with the ceiling here. Try to notice your low back. So if you feel like you're peeling your low back away from the floor, see if you can press it into the ground. Little trick to engage our core. So some brain-body connection here. We're gonna keep our left leg where it's at and our right hand where it's at. Okay, right leg is going to extend away from you, and left arm is going to reach overhead. Good job. Take a deep breath. Try to keep your core turned on, and then pull both points back to the center. Shins parallel, fingers reaching up. Opposite side. Extend your left leg, reach your right arm overhead. It's like, what is it? Tapping your head around your belly. Good. Bring both back to the center again. We're going to do once more each side. Extend your right leg, reach your left arm overhead. Think about your abdomen, so pressing your low back into the floor. Good job, you guys, and come back to the center. Last one. Right arm's going to reach, left leg's going to press away. Take one deep breath. Good work. Everything back here to the middle. Go ahead and grab a hold of your knees, just rock your back. We're gonna make our way up, all the way up and sort of over onto hands and knees. So you can go ahead and get there however you would like to. Meeting me in table pose. So in table, our fingers are spread really nice and wide. Okay, you can place your wrists down directly underneath of the shoulders. And a little trickier to feel, but we want the knees right underneath of the hips as well. Everybody's gonna take a little bend in the elbows and then push all the way into the floor to straighten your arms. You wanna feel like you're in the very top of a push-up. See if you can engage your core. So belly to spine, it's almost feeling like you're tucking your tailbone a little bit. And just breathe, take one deep breath. Good job. Slowly flowing through a few cat-cows. So we're gonna inhale forward to cow. That's looking forward, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin. Couple more times. Inhale forward. See if you can relax your belly. Exhale, squeeze your belly in. One more time. Inhale forward. And exhale, cat. Good job. Just coming back to that same table position. So shoulders directly over top of the wrist, push all the way into the floor. Imagine like you're pushing your mat away from your body. You can stay here. If this feels active and strong enough in your upper body, stay. Or you can join me in a full plank, just stepping one foot back and then the other. So we're trying to find control in our body. See if you can still hold steady and breathe deeply. Try to take one more nice steady breath. Good. If you're in plank, everybody down onto their knees. And just give your wrists a little break. Give them a little shake out here. All right, you guys. Feeling slightly warmed up? Okay, we're gonna get into a little bit of flow. Nothing with the weights yet though, so don't worry about that. All right, starting in table again, I want you to curl your toes under and we're gonna lift up to our first downward dog of the evening. Don't worry about what this looks like. You wanna go with what this feels like at this point. So you may have some creaks and cracks to work out. If you bend your knees, just pedal your feet. Try to relax your head. So when I'm in downward dog, I like to imagine my head's like a bowling ball here. See if you can relax all the muscles of your face. Let your cheeks be heavy. Let all that compression start to drain from your spine. Take one more nice deep breath in. Big exhale. And then nice and slowly coming back down onto our knees. Try to press the floor away from yourself the whole way. You're just gonna let your knees touch the ground and then lift back up, downward dog. Do that 2 more times. So nice and steady. We're stabilizing our whole body as we come down. Lifting back up, downward dog. If you've got it in you, try one more time. Belly to spine, tapping our knees, lifting our bum, downward dog. Good job, everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and just look forward towards your hands, just slowly stepping towards the front of your mat and widening your feet. So go as wide as you need to feel stable here. We're gonna find Ragdoll. Let your upper body be really heavy. In Ragdoll, it's less about stretching out the hamstrings and the glutes. It's more about relaxing and getting really heavy through our upper body. One of the biggest culprits is our jaw. We hold a lot of stress in our jaw. See if you can find some space between your teeth. Relax that third eye space. So right between your eyebrows, see if you can find a little softness. And then when you're ready, we're slowly gonna start to curl and stack our spine up to standing. So starting with the tailbone, see if you can manage to place each vertebrae on top of each other as you come all the way up to the top. Good job. Okay, get a little movement in. So we're gonna widen our feet as wide as our mat and take a look down at your mat. We wanna see if we can have our toes pointed forward, our heels tracking backwards. And there's this little connection that we look for in the instep. So what we're trying to do is lift up through that instep and up all the way through the inside of our knees, the inner thighs. It's a good thing nobody's on here. The head's Okay, so see if you can find that connection. What's interesting about that, once we start to find that those muscles, they come all the way up the inner legs, up through the pelvic floor and into the belly. So belly to spine. Good, hands to the center of our chest. When you're ready, take a deep breath in, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, just lengthen your spine. And then exhale, relax your back, fold down. Inhale, we're gonna stand up, reach nice and tall. See if you can squeeze your quad muscles. Exhale, heart center. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Good job, relax your back as you fold. Inhale, stand up, reach nice and tall. This time when we come to heart center, we're gonna bend our knees. See if you can track your knees right over or in line with your toes. And what we're trying to avoid is buckling in. That's that same connection I talked about through the instep. Just nice steady breath. One breath in. Exhale, drop a couple inches. Good job. Restabilize. Find your breath. Deep breath in. Drop one more time. A couple inches. Good job. Last breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, stand up. Reach nice and tall. I'm gonna do it all over again. Squat down. You know what to expect this time, so you might stop a little higher. Again, try to find strength in your muscles. Squeeze them with your mind. One breath in. Exhale, drop a couple inches. Steady breath. You got it. One more breath. Exhale, drop. Good work, you guys. Inhale, reach up, stand nice and tall. Exhale, just fold forward. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Nice job. You can plant your hands. We're gonna step both feet back and just come to downward dog. This time in our downward dog, see if you can bring the insides of your feet to touch. So the mounds of your big toes the inner edge of your heels. Our feet are together. We're going to take a breath in and lift just the right heel up. And I want you to try to keep that big toe pointed straight down. This is a lot of work for your hips. You'll feel like you're holding your hips really tightly together. Just breathe into that. Take one deep breath. Good job. Both feet down. Opposite side. Inhale, lift your left heel. Big toe pointing down if you can. Try to breathe through that tightness in your hips. Good job, you guys. Last breath. Thanks. Both feet down to your mat. We're going to come really high on our tippy toes. I want you to look at your thumbs. You'll see you're kind of halfway to your hands. If you bend your knees, you can step, or you can always hop to the front, or give it a try anyways. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's come all the way up to standing. Reach nice and tall overhead. Exhale. Heart center. Good work, you guys. So, option, if you want to join me in grabbing the little weights, you certainly, like I said at the beginning, they're optional. You can try it for the first side. You can lose them for the next side if you want to. Okay, so we're going to start with our left foot forward, stepping your right foot back to warrior one. So in warrior one, we want our back foot planted. Okay, see if you can take your hands just to touch your hips. Square your hips to the front. So we get really hung up on bending our front knee, but rather than bending your front knee, I want you to think about squeezing your right glute, pushing all the way down through the outer edge of your back foot. Okay, and we're gonna hold our weights like salt and pepper shakers. So hands forward. Okay, try to reach forward, let your shoulder blades come around your back, and then squeeze your shoulders into your back. Good job. Just try that one more time. Wrap around, it's like you're hugging around a tree. Good, and then pull your shoulders into your back. One deep breath. Awesome. Let your weights come down beside you. We want to trust ourselves, strengthen the front leg, okay? Lift your back heel up. See if you can reach your arms forward and pull your knee through. Good job. If you have to touch down, that's fine. Come back up. Bend your left knee, step back. Warrior one. Good job. If you feel good here, and where I'm talking is in the trap muscles, top of the shoulders, you can keep going up. If that strains your neck, just keep your hands forward. Let your shoulders drop down your back. Good job. So we're going to come forward to humble warrior. I want you to draw belly to spine. Bring your weights back behind you. Hinge forward at the waist. So we're looking down towards the front of our mat. Should feel this in the left glute. Find your breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next inhale, come all the way back up. Swing your weights overhead if you can. Good job, you guys. Exhale. Humble warrior. Stabilize again. One deep breath. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back up. Good job, you guys. Just let your hands come down beside you. So same idea, lift your back heel. See if you can pull your right knee through. Salt and pepper shakers out in front. Breathe because we're stabilizing. It's a lot of work for our left leg. Okay. Good job. Step down, give your leg a shake. Okay, my friends, other side. So right foot forward, left foot back. It's also a miracle I've got my sides right so far, because usually I mirror everybody. So back leg again. Don't worry so much about bending the front knee in warrior one. Try to think about strengthen your back leg. So from the hip all the way down through the outer edge. Reach your arms forward. Salt and pepper shakers. So let your shoulder blades come forward. It's like you're hugging something. Good. Slide your shoulder blades into your back. One more time. Forward. Shoulder blades into your back. Hold deep breath. Good job. Let your hands come down. We're pulling our left knee forward. Bend a little more in your right knee if you need to. Got it. Nice balance tonight, guys. Good. Step all the way back, warrior one. Awesome job. Arms up. If it feels okay in your shoulders, keep going with it. So arms overhead. Don't let your neck be part of this. Try to relax the shoulders down. When you're ready, humble warrior. So belly to spine. Swing your arms back. Come forward. It's like you're hovering just to the inside of this right thigh. Find your breath. Next breath in, come all the way back up. Warrior one. One more time, come forward. Humble warrior. Good job. Your right leg should be feeling the work by now. Inhale, come all the way back up. Let's just bring our hands down beside us. We're stepping forward again. Try to pull your left knee through. Good job. Awesome. Relax down. See, not so bad, right? That's bad. Okay, let's put the weights down just at the front here for a moment. You guys might want to use a block. I'm going to use a block just because I like to think of the block as just being a way to have longer arms. Okay, you set it down just at the front of your mat. It'll be easy to access here in our little lunge series. So we're going to bring our feet nice and close together this time. Okay, Tadasana or mountain pose, just stand nice and tall. Try to feel all four corners of your feet. So if you lift and spread your toes, you want to feel like you're making good connection to the floor underneath of yourself, and then standing all the way tall through the top of your head. Good job, guys. Hands to heart center. When you're ready, just follow your breath. So inhale, reach up. Big exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your fingertips to the floor. I want everybody to step their right foot directly between their hands. So you might have to bend your knees and drop your bum. Okay, and then you're going to step left foot back. Runner's lunge. You can always drop your back knee anytime we do a lunge if that feels more stable for you. If you want to be more active, think about pushing through your back heel, squeezing this right inner thigh towards the center line of your body. Okay, see if you can hover your fingers, just lift your chest. Good job, guys. One breath. Plant both hands down. Everybody is going to drop left knee to the mat. Okay, if it feels okay on the bottom of your foot, keep your toe curled under, or you can relax the top of your foot to the floor. Grab your block if you want it. So the block's coming under the left hand. Little twist. Squeeze the right knee inwards, open the right arm up. So I want you to let your arm open up towards the back of the room. Imagine you're reaching behind you. You can let your eyes follow your hand if you want to. And then come all the way back up here, reaching upwards. Good job. Both hands down, either side of your front foot. Let's lift our back knee. We're just stepping forward, left foot beside the right. Inhale, lift your back halfway. Exhale, fold down. Let's relax in the fold for a moment. You can bend your knees even if you need to here. And then two options. We want to come up nice and strong. You can bring your hands to your hips, or you can reach behind you and interlace your fingers. Either way, start to walk your chin and your chest, your heart space forward. Pull yourself all the way up here to standing. Nice flat back. Good job. Let's stay here for a second. Open up our chest. Deep breath like you're pressing your heart forward in your chest. Good job, guys. And relax your shoulders. Back to the start. So Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand nice and tall. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift. Good job. Plant your fingertips. So left foot, you might need to step forward just a tiny bit so the knee stays over the ankle. Right foot's gonna float back to your lunge. Let's try to get comfortable here. If you walk your eyes forward, lunging is kind of like driving a car. If you can walk your eyes forward on the floor, you'll feel yourself settle into your hips a tiny bit more. Okay, see if you can push down through this left foot, hover up. We're just stabilizing our muscles. You should feel all the muscles in your left leg, left glute. One more breath. Good job, everybody. Both hands down. Go ahead and drop your right knee. So the block can come over to the right side. Okay, when you're ready, try to draw this left knee just slightly inwards. We're going to open the left arm up. Good, and then as if you're reaching behind you, just let your arm reach towards the south. Good job, and pull it all the way back up. Back to the center. Move your block out of the way, come into your lunge. We're gonna step forward. Right foot to the left. Ragdoll fold. Relax your back. If you're feeling warm, see if you can start to straighten your legs a little more. So I like to think of how the backs of my knees are feeling. Imagine your tailbone's the tallest, highest point in the peak. Good, and then again, hands either to the hips or reaching behind us. Interlace your hands. Start to pull yourself up as if you're being pulled by the knuckles. All the way up to standing. Good work, you guys. Okay, let's do one more little series tonight with our weights. Maybe, or ignore me, but I think you guys all did very well with them that time. There was no grunting. I taught a class on Monday morning and I was like everybody else and didn't do any yoga over Christmas. And I was actually talking and I was like, rein it in, rein it in. Okay, so what happens? So left foot's gonna stay forward. We're gonna step the right foot back. This time we're coming into crescent lunge or a high lunge. So ideally having our back heel popped up off of the mat. And for anybody who feels really unstable here, if you guys just step forward, I just want to show you a little tip or trick. If we're going to step the right foot back, our most powerful tool is right here. So lots of times I'll have you just draw your knee up, or I do it myself. Draw your knee up forward and then go to step back. And you're really going to find kind of your natural stride. As you feel more comfortable, you can lengthen that stride backwards. Okay, and then squeeze your thighs inwards. Try to visualize the center line of our body. We're trying to imagine like we're drawing our thighs towards each other. Good job, salt and pepper shakers. Awesome. So we're just holding this lunge tonight. I want you to think about drawing those thighs inwards, open your arms up. Okay, coming up overhead, maybe touching the weights together. And then back down. And breathing. Pull them forward. Keep your back nice and tall. Let's do one more time. Open them up. Reach them all the way overhead. Good job. Open them up. Bring them forward. Excellent. This time, open up your arms. You can hold them here. If that's too much, drop them down. Gauge it how your neck's feeling, okay? We're gonna bend our back knee. So dropping our right knee, some of you can go quite deep, some of you just an inch. That's okay. Push through your right heel, straighten your leg. Twice more. Bend your knee. Push through the back heel. Good job, you guys. One more. This is a burner. Push through your back heel. Stabilize. Arms down beside you, step forward. Good work. Feeling our muscles, opposite side. So right foot forward, left leg, we're gonna find our stride. And like I say, if that's here, that's fine, because what we're looking for is this control of our muscles. So when I say squeeze your thighs, if you can do that with your feet closer together, then you're there. That's awesome. Okay, arms are gonna come forward. Same thing, so open up. Rainbow to the top. Reach them out the side. Good, come back forward. One more time, you guys, awesome. Way up. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Way forward. Open them again. Hold them here. If that hurts your neck, drop them down, that's fine. We're gonna bend our back knee as deeply as you can. Push through your heel, straighten your leg. 2 more times. Good job, you guys. 1 more time. All the way back up. Awesome. Drop your hands down, step forward. Good work. Okay, let's get rid of these little ditties. They weren't so bad, huh? The very first time, did I tell you this? The first time I ever went to a sculpt class, I was like, they had 1 pound, 2 pound, and 3 pounds. And I'm like, what do you do with those? Like, those are pointless. And then you start doing the yoga with them where you're already trying to use your muscles and you're like, oh my God. Okay, let's grab our block here. We're just gonna do a little stretch. Legs nice and wide. If you hold the block in your hands, just reach your arms up. Stretch your belly. If you feel you can come into a little back bend, you can pull back, start to reach up or look up, sorry. And then nice and slowly, we're gonna fold, bringing the block down to the floor. So you should really feel this stretch in the glutes here. If you have a lot of slack in your elbows, you can ignore me with the block and just move it out of your way. Try to feel your hamstrings, so the back of your thighs. You might even be able to pinpoint exactly in your mind where the glutes are connecting into the hamstrings, that tightness that we all feel in the stretch. And also don't forget about the backs of your knees. Feel the backs of your knee joints open. Take 1 more breath. So we're gonna bend the right knee, left leg is staying straight. So your hips can shift over towards the right. And then we're taking the block over to the left. So we're reaching towards our straight leg. Awesome stretch for the right side of your back, right side of your rib cage. Some of you might feel this in the inner left thigh or knee as well. Good job. Come back to the center. Opposite. So bend the left knee, let your hips shift to the left. Take your block over to the right. Try to breathe into the left side of your body. At least take all your attention and energy to that space. Looks good, you guys. 1 more breath. Good. Hips back to the center. Block to the center. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. We're going to just move that block. And we're going to step back. So I want you to find what feels like a strong, I'll just call it a push-up position for you tonight. So options are always table, okay? Full plank, or you can be in full plank and just tap your knees down if you would like to. And all 3 work the same muscles, so don't be competitive here. Take a deep breath. I want you to find steadiness, calmness. We're gonna lower to our belly nice and slowly. So I'm gonna count you down from 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 1. Good, inhale, cobra. So plant your hands firmly, squeeze your bum, point your toes. Awesome, just let yourself roll down. 2 more times. So see if you can squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs. Push down through your hands, lift your chest. Good job, lower down. Rolling cobras, these are called. 1 more time. Squeeze, lift up. Nice work, everybody. Lower all the way down. We are gonna make our way into child's pose. So sending your hips back. Lots of options in child's pose. My favorite is big toes together, knees wide, but you do whatever feels good for you tonight. Just try to relax through your upper body. So in child's pose, I want you to try to find your breath in your back. So as you take a deep breath, can you feel the space that you're making and creating across the shoulder blades? Like you're breathing behind your heart, filling up all the space that our lungs have on the back side of our body. Take one more breath. Good job, and then bring yourself back forward here. Coming to our push-up position, whatever that wants to be tonight here again. We're gonna work into a side plank hold. So if you're somebody that full planks and you know how to do a side plank, I'm gonna assume that you can just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna speak to the rest of you. And we're gonna keep the left knee down, okay? I want you to move your left hand underneath your nose. So as we open up to the right, you're gonna let your left heel move out behind you. It's gonna act as a kickstand. Right arm's gonna reach up. If you feel you can progress slightly from here, lift your back leg. So press through your right heel, lift it up parallel with your hip. Good job, you guys. Same thing, just ride out all that movement that we have. Try to focus on one deep breath. Really good job. Bring yourself back to the center. We're gonna lower again to our belly. Nice and slowly, coming all the way down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, cobra. 3 of these, we're gonna roll through them a little bit faster. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you drop down. Last one. Good job. This time, let's curl our toes under as we're laying here. We're gonna try to push our hips back. This time coming to puppy pose. So the hips are staying over the knees. Forehead's coming down. Puppy pose is like halfway between downward dog and child's pose. You can keep your arms quite active and your chest active. Still lengthening the tailbone back as much as you can. Take one more breath. Good job. Bring yourself back forward. Last plank of the evening. Okay, right hand's gonna move underneath of your nose. If you're gonna have the right knee down, just move your heel back. Open to the left. We have this lateral connection through our whole body. If you think about lifting just through the middle finger, try to reach your left middle finger to the ceiling. You'll feel yourself get even stronger in your obliques, so the side body muscles. You can lift your back leg if that feels okay. Take one more steady breath. Good job. Come back to the center. Okay, my friends, we get to come into a seated position. With your block, please. Hopefully there's nobody. No, I'm turning away. I like to see you. Set that up different next time. Okay, so hip flexors. Wow. This is one of those things that looks like, oh yeah, I think I could do that. That would be fine. And then once you do what we're going to do, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. That hurts a little bit, especially. I always blame everything on kids. I only have one, but it's her fault. This is her fault. Okay, so basically what we're going through is boat pose, or variations of boat pose for those of you who are more familiar. So I want you to sit, don't be shy, pull your bum back. Pull your bum back so you're sitting really nice and tall on your sit bones. You want to feel like your tailbone is lifted and your back is nice and tall. If anything, we're kind of propped forward. Okay, just plant your feet. Get comfortable with this sort of seat, this position. So there's a couple options tonight. One is we can keep our heels down. Maybe we'll do that first. Reach your arms forward. Okay, we're gonna rock back on our heels. Start to lean back, draw your belly towards your spine. You can take your gaze up. Start to feel the hip flexors even here because you're anchoring down through the heels. Take one deep breath. Good job. Bring yourself back forward as if I'm pulling your hands. Nice work. You can always work them out. Every once in a while you get a little feeling like there's a muscle almost catching. That's usually your kid's fault. Okay. So next one, we're gonna lift our legs. We're gonna keep our hands down. We're gonna use our block between our knees. So everybody's kind of different. I like to run it through my thighs because I feel like I can squeeze better there. Okay, but still sit nice and tall. We're gonna touch our hands back behind us. Lean back with your chest up, and then we'll pick up our feet. Flex your feet, toes pointed up. See if you can squeeze the block. And your body will shake. That's okay, just find your breath. You can feel how this works the muscles all the way up through your core. Take one deep breath. Nice and slowly out of this. So heels come down. Bring your body forward. Just give it a little shake. We're gonna do one more. And yes, we're gonna put both of those together. Or you can do that again. But I think you guys can all get this one. So block between the thighs again. Sit tall on your sit bones. Okay? Lean back. So just lift your toes first. Reach your arms forward. And then if you feel okay, pick your feet up. Squeeze the block. Go to Maui. Oh, yes. Ah. Good job. One more breath. Awesome job, you guys. Heels down, forward. Ah. Okay, let's just stretch a little bit. We're gonna extend both legs out in front of us. So I'm very not naturally flexible. It took me, I think I taught yoga even for several years before I could ever touch my toes. I know it took me a really long time to ever feel comfortable seated like this. So if that's you, I'm with you. So I want you to start just by pointing your toes back towards yourself and activate your quad muscles a little bit. So squeeze your thighs. That's quite often a stretch in itself, or a good enough stretch in itself for a lot of us. Take one more breath. Good, shake your legs out. The opposite, if it feels awkward to sit with your legs or hands on your laps, you can take your hands back for this one. Same idea, I want you to open up your ankles, the tops of your ankles. Sometimes if you just go ahead and point your toes, you'll get a Charlie horse. So I like to kind of walk my ankles, leave the toes out of it until your ankle joints are open as much as you can. You can point the toes if you want to. Same thing, squeeze your quads. Try to imagine like you're pulling your kneecaps up. Good job, guys. Just one breath here. Relax your legs. Okay, now let's do a forward fold. We're not going to fold over both feet tonight. We're just going to do one at a time. Left heel or left foot's going to come in. And I always use the mat. So use the mat to square your hips, but sitting with this right leg straight in front of you is the most challenging position to be. So if you need it to be wider just to take some pressure off, that's totally fine as well. We're going to fold with the direction of our mat. So inhale, let's reach our arms up. Keep reaching through your fingertips as you fold forward. That's going to help you keep length in your spine. And then just let your hands touch down wherever they reach. If your foot is between your hands, you can grab a hold of your foot if it's accessible. Try to go to your happy place. Take a couple deep breaths. Good, and then round yourself up to seated. Let's do the opposite. So left leg out, right leg in. Again, just square yourself up. Reach your arms. Even wiggle your fingers if you need to, and then fold from there. Nice job. Bring yourself all the way back up. Okay, you get to lay down. You're gonna take your block with you. We're gonna do a little inversion tonight. I'm actually gonna turn my mat sideways in case you guys need to take a peek and kind of see what I'm doing. But just go ahead and lay down. Nothing crazy from here on out. I just want to try to always use, or I always use this last sort of 5-10 minutes to think about letting, really allowing our body to absorb all that good work that we did. That's the beauty of yoga. It works all systems of our body. So our nervous system, our circulatory system, our lymphatic system. Our only job here is to just breathe. See if you can relax through any sort of lingering pockets of tension that you might have. And we're just going to go through a couple just gentle movements to finish things off. So the first thing we're going to do, we'll keep our left foot planted. So bend your knees if you're not already there. Just take your right foot up towards the ceiling. Bent knee is fine. And any movement you want to make here. So you can draw some circles with your ankle, or you can flutter kick your leg. And then we're going to interlace our hands on our right shin and just draw our knee towards our chest. Keep your left leg bent here for a moment as well. I want you to establish some passiveness through your upper body. So see if you can get really relaxed in your chest and in your shoulders. Our hands and our arms are just acting as weights here. And then if it feels okay for your low back, you can go ahead and extend your left leg down into kind of a jackknife position. Try to close your eyes, relax your face. And then whenever you're ready, just releasing this right leg. Let's take a nice stretch, lengthening our body in opposite directions. So reaching overhead if that feels okay, point your toes. Take a deep breath into the tightness of your abdomen or the tightness across your chest. And then go ahead and just bring both feet to the mat again. Let your arms go to wherever feels comfortable. And we're going to take our left foot up. So just up towards the sky. Relax your leg. So good for lymphatic drainage. And then we're going to go ahead and hug our knee in here again. So interlace on the left shin. Give yourself a moment to relax through your upper body. So try not to be competitive here and squeeze or do anything like that. Just be heavy. If your back is happy, you can lengthen that right leg down. Get a little groin stretch. Last deep breath. Good job, you guys. Okay, so let's release that leg. We are going to finish off tonight. Our last sort of pose we're going to do is an inversion. It's called assisted bridge. And we're going to use our block for this. So if you bend your knees and put your feet, where they're comfortable. If you're somebody that has pressure on your knee joint or your kneecap, let that angle of your knee be a little less. So walk your feet down your mat just a tiny bit. Okay, we're going to push down through the bottoms of our feet, lift your bum up,
And let's slide this block just on the lowest level underneath of your hips. So I go widthways across the hips. You want as much support under your sacrum as you can. If anybody feels any pinching or pain in their low back, just scooch that block down a little bit towards your tailbone. Okay, and then just relax your arms out beside you. We're just trying to get our spine, again, relaxing in the opposite direction that it's used to. If this feels too easy for you, you can move that block up to the second level. Just let your arms relax beside you. I'm going to be quiet here for a minute or so, just let you relax and breathe. This is a really natural position to encourage a belly breath. So maybe breathe deeply, see if you can feel that filling of your abdomen. Whenever you want to, I mean, you're welcome to stay in this. It's a really nice position to be in. If you want to come off the block, you can just lay nice and flat in Shavasana or corpse pose. I'll leave it totally up to you. If you've chosen to stay on the block, let's all just come off of the block for a moment. Let your whole back kind of relax on the floor, knees bent or straight, whatever feels okay. If you can really take your attention to the low back, to that exact space of our pelvis that was lifted. See if you can feel a little release, a little heaviness. Good job, you guys. All right, whenever you're ready, just start to get a little movement into your body. We're gonna bring ourselves back up to a seated position. Time flies when you're having fun at yoga. And we're gonna just come up, different space, but not a different way that I close my classes. I close every class. It doesn't matter if it's kids class, out of class, mama class, baby class, whatever. We always finish the same way with me, and that is in visualization. So the thing that I love most about yoga is it just creates this really strong connection to our body, this body awareness. And it's not lost on me that sometimes we leave the yoga studio and then it's like gone. We're back to being dizzy and, you know, kind of mindless when it comes to our posture and how we're feeling. So I want you guys just to sit however you feel like you can focus on your spine. Okay, focus on stacking your body up really nice and tall. And if it helps to have your eyes closed, that's fine. I'm going to take you through a quick little visualization, and that's to just start by feeling the floor underneath your sit bones. So anywhere that is connected, grounded to the mat. The sit bones, maybe the backs of your legs. I want you to feel like you're relaxing all those spaces. So sitting heavy into your mat. And then we're going to take our focus to the tailbone. And I want you to imagine that there's a zipper. The zipper is going to start right at the tailbone. And you're going to track in your mind as that zipper closes and draws up your spine. So up each section, passing over the curve of your low back, all the way up through the middle back, the shoulder blades, and keep visualizing the zipper up the back of your neck, the back of your head, until you feel it stop at the very top of your head. And we're just going to pause, just feel this for a second. You will feel how you've not only drawn your energy up, but in towards the spine. We're going to take one little snapshot in our brain. Deep breath in through your nose. And with your exhale, ignore everything I just said. Let your whole body be heavy. You can slouch, you can slump. You can fold forward if you have happy hips. I want you to find what feels like the heaviest you can be right now. And then our last practice of mindfulness is to intentionally stack our spine back up. We're pulling ourselves from this slump all the way back into what for us tonight feels like our best effort, making our moms proud, nice tall posture. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. Really good job tonight, you guys. Let's close our class, bringing thumbs to forehead, kind thoughts, to mouth, kind words, to chest, kind hearts. Namaste. Happy Tuesday, Thursday. Okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Happy night. You're welcome. So when you guys come next week and from here on out, you'll know 1 block, 2 blocks if you want. I just gave everybody 1 block tonight, but the little weights. There are 1 pound weights. Now that you kind of know what types of stuff we do, every week's different, but same idea, okay? Definitely, that's up to you. You go get those 10 pound weights. No, I think the 2 is plenty, probably, but I mean, you do you. The nice thing about these series too is we can progress a little. We can build on to what we did the week before. So, you know, it's the stabilizing of the muscles. Like we do a lot in Sculpt. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you'll love me tonight and hate me tomorrow, but you'll be back. You'll forgive me by next Thursday. Oh yeah, you guys, if before you put back the weights are okay, so I think they spray them, but the blocks, there's just a thing or there, looks like a Lysol bottle, or the wipes. Right there. I'm just gonna wipe the blocks if you don't mind. And the blocks go in this closet, which I'll open.